Well, I just realized as I'm watching the countdown that I never hit go live, so it's been an interesting Wednesday. So for anyone that missed earlier, we were building the Prusa MK4. Things were going pretty smoothly, and then all of a sudden the stream cut out. And what you didn't see, I watched the playback of the previous stream at the very end to see at what point it cut out, but when Pooch had stepped into the other room, I heard, I mentioned there was thunder and lightning going on, and I heard like the craziest thunder I think I've ever heard in my life. Like it felt like the house was gonna tear in half. And then all of a sudden, the light, like I saw a little bit of flickering and then power just dead. During this whole time, there's like this roaring thunder, and then it seemed like it came back on and then dead again. And so I was actually worried that the house got hit or something like that because it was nuts. But I ended up stepping outside. I texted my neighbor just to see like, hey, do you have power? And then I looked online and it said 1,600 people, like 1,600 houses right here had lost power. So something hit something, but yeah, we're back. I was gonna call it for the day. All I've done, I was like sort of sitting around twiddling my thumbs, and all I've done is I mounted the Y motor, and then the part that I screwed up, which was the Y idler. You can't really see it, kind of can see it. I reprinted this in black ABS. So it's the same part, I just printed it in black ABS because the PTG part, when I pushed the square nut in, it wasn't perfectly in the pocket. And I tried pushing it in to where I thought it was gonna be fine, but when I screwed a screw into it, it slightly cross-threaded and the part was just done. I wasn't getting that nut back out, so. Bored of nobody's home with you, yeah, right? Well, I need to be editing a video, but I'm just like, man, I happened to see that Pooch was back online, or that Pooch had messaged me, and so I actually texted him saying, hey dude, like I'm good to stream for a little bit longer if you want to, but he already hopped onto his own stream, so he's streaming for a bit over there, and I was like, I'm gonna continue on with a little bit more of this because I sort of got quite a few projects coming up, and I'd like to make a little more progress here. So we are done with the frame, and we're moving on to the axis and X carriage assembly. So let's grab our couple of printed parts here. Second stream, does this mean a second giveaway? No, unfortunately not. I feel like Polymaker would probably be like, yeah, that's fine, but I don't want to push my luck. Mk4 is easier to build than MK3. Plus, it's possible you'll be done with it today. We'll see. I don't know how heavily I'm really going to marathon it. Let's see. So this needs square nuts, regular nuts, which I have out, and then we need M316s, which might be these guys. Let's see. M316. No. So I'm missing. Well, I'm not missing, but I don't have out. Let's see. So these are M316s, and then M3. I figured we'll just see how things go. So we need one M325, 4 M316s. I feel like I'd feel bad if I finished the. I feel like I'd feel bad if I finished the full build today because me and Pooch are supposed to do a part 2, but I guess like. We could do a part 2 where we're just sort of kicking it and playing around with some stuff. So I don't know. It probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. I feel like he'd understand. A stream that doesn't happen on my drive home. Yeah, a little later than normal. I sat in the darkness for a little bit. I went outside. I checked the breaker box just for fun, and you know everything was on. Like I figured, I was like, I don't think that. That's what happened. And then I was like, all right, well, I guess I'll go pick up some Chinese food and fill up the tank. Yeah, we're back. I mean, with like it just being me here, you know, what else am I gonna do? I was just gonna. It was either stream or edit, and I was like, I don't feel like editing right now. Let's see if we can stream a little bit longer. Okay, so it says insert 4 M3 nuts into the holes on the back side of the motor. So that is gonna be this guy. We've got our little. I did a couple things. I lowered the light. I realized that, I mean, granted, the frame on black printed parts is going to be tough to see, but I thought it seemed a little bit darker than normal. And I think that I just had the light raised up a little bit too high, so it was on me, which is what I normally do when I'm recording the talking head portion of the weekly videos, but for the sake of streams, I don't need to be glowing. So, the weather wanted you to touch grass. Yeah, I guess so. I went outside, went to Panda Express, sat there by myself, watched a car back into another car, and was like, that's enough outside for me for one day, going back in. So, okay, so these guys go in nicely. It was funny because I didn't know, so I was waiting around for the power to come back on. I saw the Idaho Power website said that they were hoping, saying that they're hoping it was going to be on in like half an hour. And then I saw it got pushed out for another half an hour. And it's funny because before the power died, I had sent the Y idler to the Bamboo to be printed in ABS or ASA. I think it's ABS. And so I got to Panda Express, sat down with my food, and got a ping saying like print failed. And I was like, I think I have power. When will be the next part for the Ender wire? I don't know. So that was supposed to happen last Wednesday when I got sick, really sick. And I'm kind of glad it didn't happen because the Ender wire was working fine. Like, it was working well, it was done. And then all of a sudden, I started having some super weird electrical behavior where, like, the X end stop was having an effect on the Omron probe, and the Omron probe was having an effect on the X end stop. So I don't think it's the wiring. I think it's that toolhead PCB board, the primary one that's maybe faulty. And so I reached out to Cyborg last week, and they sent me a spare toolhead board for it. So I want to swap this out, like basically just pull the other one. I'll keep the front, like the fan / LED board, and just see if that fixes it. But I don't know exactly. Depending on how far the Prusa gets, maybe in the next week or two. I have all the parts printed out for it, so yeah. I don't want to say definitively because I just am not entirely sure. So insert screw the M325 into the plastic part. Keep the screw head aligned with the top surface of the part from the bottom of the part. Interesting. Okay, so looks like we need to press fit a square. I think it's a square. Insert and tighten into the plastic part. Yeah, yep. Okay. Then we've got our long screw going into here. Like this. And I need to grab my drivers again. I just put them away. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, I don't know. I don't think you were around, but like, so I was here and I just said to Pooch, like, hey, if you're good for going kind of longer, I sort of just want to see how far we can get on this. Wait, do not tighten the screw. Completely keep the screw head aligned with the top surface of the part. Okay, so just go in a little bit more. And so I didn't really know what happened with the electricity, but I think it was the lightning that took out the area because it was like 1,600 houses. And so I drove away because I was like, man, it's dark here. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So I drove away, got some food, and then the power came back. And so I wasn't really planning on streaming more, but I saw Pooch text me saying that he was maybe gonna stream, and I didn't see it in time. So I was like, yeah, you know what? Like, I messaged him. I was like, I think I'm gonna go on a little bit longer, man. So that is what we're gonna do. I sort of got the itch to stream a bit more. Let's see. Is this just going? This one looks like it just threads in the plastic. Is this just a reinforcement thing? Make sure you are using the correct length of the screw, not, if you're not sure, always compare incidents to the top side of the part. Okay, so this looks like, I could be wrong, but it looks like they're just using these M316s to sort of reinforce the part, which I don't remember being like that on the MK3S Plus. Could be wrong, but I don't remember using hardware. Can't wait, I want to get, how's yours doing, Spiegel? Yeah, I'm trying, exactly, Steve, trying to keep it from being a 6-part series. I'm just like thinking, I told Pooch like right when we, or I think either right when we went live or before, I was like, I talked to Steve and told Steve that I thought I could knock this out in 2 streams and he laughed at me. So. Oops. Hey, what's up, RS? Great after hunting down the Y. Oh, that's right, the layer shift. That's what you did. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna swap out the toolhead board in hopes that that fixes the weird issue I'm having between the probe and the XN stop. I'm also gonna swap out the Omron probe, but I don't want to use the Omron probe long term. But I'm just curious to see if I get any better results than all the retries I've been getting with the one that I initially got with the kit. Those are solid ends for the Y-axis rod. Got you. Oh, I get you. Instead of pushing it into the plastic, it's a hard stop. That makes sense. So the Y-axis rods are going to go in, or X-axis in this case, are going to go in through here. And instead of pushing it into the plastic and bottoming it out, which could potentially have some give or no give, there's some room for what's the word, like variance. These screws go in here, and so that way you know that the rod is stopping at the exact same spot every time. That makes sense. They probably don't need to be real tight. I mean, just tighten up. On another tangent, I believe you have done a Cyborg V0.2. Was the fastener kit okay thing if figuring it out for a build going? Yeah, this is, we can do a little bit more tangent or rant stuff now, but this is currently my Cyborg V0.2 kit. I've got, it's going to be in another video next, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday with another mod I'm installing like today or tomorrow. But yeah, even stock, the only complaints I had were the fans were not great. I swapped them out for GDS times, but that might have changed. It's been, man, it's been, I don't know. You'd have to look at my stream, but I feel like it's been 10 months. And then the hot end they were using at the time was just not good. I'm using a stock Bamboo Lab hot end in there instead. So they've probably switched that up as well. But other than the fans and that, everything else has been great on it. Those are really the only things. So, Andrew, hey, I'm back. Yes, I was a little bit scared, man. It was so damn loud that I was like, am I gonna go outside and see like smoke? Like what got hit? But when I looked on the Idaho Power app and it said that it was like 1,600 houses affected, and I'm like, and it was like I was not in the center of it, but it was, you know, right here. So I nuts. Nuts. I'm glad the power's back. I don't love the dark. It's just me in the house. Okay, so we did this X end, and it looks like it's just the same piece. It looks like it. From the inside of the oval opening, okay. Square nuts. Square nuts inside of oval opening. Okay. I'm going to work on more rocket prep. How long are you planning on going? I'll check. I don't know. Probably a bit, man. I need to edit really badly, but it's almost 6 here. I'm gonna say till 8-ish, so 2 hours roughly, give or take, depending on how things go. So don't let me be your excuse to not work on all the stuff you gotta get done though, man. But yeah, if you're around later on and you're taking a break or something, definitely swing by. Hey, Lord Git. Those lightning strikes sound like gunshots. It's freaky. We had a few last night. Nearly code yellow moments. Yeah, it was wild. I mean, this is a very difficult. How in the heck? You know, I think they need to use tweezers is going to be the answer to get these started. Yeah, I mean, we've had, you know, thunder and lightning in California, but it hits different here, man. There's been a couple of times. I mean, we've only been in this house now for 60 days, and this is the second time where I've heard thunder that, like, I don't know, just makes you, like, your heart skip a beat because it's so quick and it's so loud. Okay, that's wrong. Okay, so one of them is a piece of cake. You don't need tweezers for it or anything. It just goes from the outside. The one that I do need something for is the one that goes in on this top piece right here. I think my generator's silly to have till I lose power once every 3 years. How long does the generator keep things going for? Let's see if I can get this in. Yep. Close. There we go. Okay, got those in. Don't put too much pressure. Okay. Assemble the X-axis idler, so that's going to be this guy. We are doing 2 more hex nuts. A couple years ago, a big storm came across Iowa. My buddy used my generator. Holy crap! So it's a legit generator then. Like it's a big generator. I mean, it's something I've never considered living in California, and it feels like it hasn't been an issue in the time we've lived out here. But man, just in the last week, we've had 2 outages. I mean, totally taken out all the power in the area. I don't know what caused the other one. The weather was fine that day. So my theory is it was construction related, that construction hit something they weren't supposed to. Knock on wood, both this time and last time, it hasn't been out for more than an hour, give or take. SoCal babied me regarding weather. Now that I'm elsewhere, I legit missed the mildness. What state are you in now? I like the varying weather to an extent. Part of the reason why we picked Idaho was because of sort of the mild weather. It's not supposed to be real intense, and it's not compared to a lot of other states, but okay, make sure you're using M316s, not M318s. Got it. So it's the same thing on this guy. We're doing 1 on the top, 1 on the bottom, and it's stoppers for this side. Hey, Lewis. Happy Wednesday. Oh. Okay, that is plenty tight. It'd be fun to see a Prusa. It'd be fun to see a Prusa, but wait. It'd be fun to see a Prusa, but able to be self-sourced like a foreign. Gotcha. You could. No, you couldn't. Well, you could. Not all of it, especially now. I don't think that the electronics are open source, or at least not yet. But I mean, I feel like with the MK3S Plus, if you were willing to CNC some parts out, you could do most all of it. Oh, Georgia. Was in Arizona for 12 years. San Diego is still home though. Gotcha. What was the reasons for moving? Was it like job opportunity, just better family life? Had a coworker move from Sunnyvale, California. The first time experiencing a Georgia thunderstorm was priceless. I have no idea what the weather's like in Georgia. I picture it being humid, being down south. But I've never been to Georgia, not even on a little trip. You could do a bear, yeah, a Bear Mark III. I never built a bear. It was definitely something I was interested in for a while. It just never happened. From Georgia, can confirm it's humid. Yeah, the most humid place I've been to is I did a trade show in New Orleans, and that was wild. Just, you like step out of the shower and you're questioning whether you actually stepped out of the shower. Insert M3, okay, so the same thing we're doing here. Square nuts, so I'll do this, wait. Yeah, so I'll do one from the outside, which is easy. Like that, and then this one I will use my tweezers. I lost my father-in-law in 2022. Had to move to care for my mother-in-law. Gotcha. Sorry to hear that. So that was from Arizona to Georgia at that point, or no? You were in San Diego prior to 2022. Summers are great. You walk out and your glasses immediately fog up. What is the like for people that live in Georgia? What is the best season out there? Yeah, 2022 is fairly recent then. AZ. Okay, gotcha. So you were in Arizona. What part of Arizona? All right, score notes are all lined up. Try living in Scotland. You step outside and you get a free shower because it's pissing down. Scotland is one of Aaron's like dream destinations. I think it's updated to Switzerland now, but for like, I mean, we've been together for 8.5 years, and I would say for at least the first 6, she was like, yeah, I'd really want to, that's my sort of dream place to go to. Okay, so we've got LM8 UU bearings. These are our big X-axis bearings. We've got, where are the X end clips? Oh, okay, that's the printed parts. We got those. Rubber pads, those must be these guys? Rubber pads, yeah. Cool. And then hardware, M318s and M330s. M330s. How many do we need? M330s, looks like 6 of them. My family is in Bullhead City, Arizona. I don't know what that is. Erin's in Arizona right now. Her sister moved there from California. 3-4 years ago now. 3-4 years ago. Spring is nice for the any season not in Georgia. For me, okay, winter. You still at this? Well, we stopped because the power went out in this surrounding area. But we are back now. Figured might as well go for a little bit longer, right? Once I get in the groove of like building something, I've gotten pretty good at like knowing, because of how slow I build things from all of the talking, that it's going to take me multiple times, but I still like to get things done, believe it or not. Okay, so we need to lube the bearings. So where is that? Lube, bearings, lube. Yeah, it is. Okay. Here in Portugal, only humid in the winter. Oh, once in summer, hot and dry as hell, and it's getting worse over here. I went to Portugal when I was, let me make sure I grab the right one really quick here. Each bearing must be lubricated, follow the instructions, use less is better. The amount in the tube is sufficient, follow instructions. Okay, so the black printed part is the one we need for the longer ones. But yeah, I remember Portugal being beautiful. I do remember it getting really hot though. We were there during summertime and it definitely got pretty warm. Let's see, so it says several paper towels. Okay, so we need paper towels. Let me grab, I don't have paper towels. I think I have some napkins in the closet. I do. Nice. I don't have gloves, so I'm probably gonna get oil over my hand. Okay, use any piece of fabric as a pad to protect your working area from grease. Make sure the bearing is clean. Wipe the preservative oil off the bearing surface. It is necessary to lubricate all 4 rows. Open the lubricant and insert the cap in the tube. Screw the tube in an applicator, and then turn the tube applicator clockwise until you feel slight resistance, and use the holes. Gently press tube applicator. The grease must spread evenly over all 4 ball rows. There must not be too much grease. Proceed the same from the opposite side of the bearing. Okay, cool. That doesn't seem like rocket science, so I'll take this guy off. Puncture the hole. Boom. Get our little cap. Like this. Okay. It says to turn counterclockwise? Yes, counterclockwise. So get our 2 bearings. Bullhead City is just downriver from Hoover Dam. Okay, across the Black Mountains in Kingman. Oh, these don't really feel like they need to be wiped down, other than maybe my finger oils that I just got all over them. Okay, so we'll hold this. And we will insert. It says to feel some resistance. Oops, that was definitely definitely the resistance that we're looking for. And then we will squeeze. I have no idea what that was enough. I don't know if that was enough squeeze. Go back in one more time. Okay. Okay, that felt right. This one, I think, needs still... Okay, we'll call that good. Yeah, we're back! Enjoy your night, dinner time. Hey, have a great dinner, have a good night. Yeah, I was sitting at Panda Express Alien, and the bamboo printer messaged me, like it texted me saying print failed, and I was like, I think I have power. My printers are telling me that my print failed. Yeah, that looks about right. I think it says less is more. That's like the thing that this keeps yelling at you, so it feels like that's probably enough. That's a fancy tool. I may need one of those. Yeah, we Steve and me, I think Steve slightly modified his, because he modifies everything. But when we were doing the VZBot build and we were doing the bed, Z-axis uses a similar bearing. I think it's potentially a different diameter than these, but we use these as well, and they're so nice versus trying to get lube, you know, on the bearings. Wipe off excess on the outside. Cool. Sweet. Insert and push one of them into... Okay, so it matters the direction. So we're pushing it in. Position the bearing like in the pictures. The balls are oriented in an X. Okay, so let's grab this and let's just try to sort of pre-set it up like that. So I've already kind of looked at it, and it should be good to go if I just push it straight in. Yeah, that looks, well, it's easy to rotate once it's in there still, so I think that's good. Don't know how well you can see. Probably cannot see. Can you see inside of my bearing? No, not really. Kind of. Yeah, you can kind of see that it sort of forms an X pattern. I have a Revo. I have a Revo, and the price per nozzle is so high. Thoughts on switching to Rapido 2FLO? The price went down just recently, Rick. I mean, it's still, don't get me wrong, there's cheaper options out there, but the price did just go down. And if you already have, I don't know, I mean, it's your call. I like the Revo system. If your goal is strict, like push speed, and that's the primary thing, then the Rapido is probably a better option if that's your primary goal. But the convenience of being able to quick swap things is something I do really enjoy. Take one of the X clips. Notice that there are 2 rectangle pockets inside the plastic part. Okay. Place the rubber pads into both pockets by pushing the finger on them. Oh, pushing your finger on them. Okay. I can do that. You're supposed to do that for both of them? Okay, let's not jump the gun, but I assume we're gonna do that on both of them. So, we'll get this guy. Last linear rods I used, I was trying to shove the loop in with a, oh man. Yeah. I don't remember what I used to use. I feel like I've built a few printers that, I feel like I've built a few printers. One second here. That have used them over the years, and I don't know what I did prior to using that tool. Maybe I just didn't lube them. I just was like, oh, good, send it. There we go. All right, we've got our little rubber pads in here. Ours makes I miss my friends, passable Mexican food, and ready access to the national parks. I do not miss the heat, not even a little bit. Do you think long term then your goal is to head back west, Andrew, if you can? I lost my syringes, I would have used those. Yeah, I've got syringes. The issue is the tip on most of them that I have is too narrow, and it's a real pain to actually push grease through them. Okay, so place the X end motor with the bearing as shown. So, like this. Take the Y end clip and notice the protrusion. Notice the protrusion must be behind the edge of the bearing. Okay. Okay. This part looks... It looks the same on both sides, so... No, it does. Yeah, it does. Okay, I screwed up. My, what... 1 second here. My rubber... Little, rubber pieces did not stay. So let me put this bearing back in. Let me align it the way it says. Okay. Why did we move? What did I do? I mean, of course the rubber is going to want to shift around once it's got some push on it. It helps to mash those pads in there real well before putting... Okay. Maybe that's what I did wrong. Maybe I didn't... I just sort of got them in place, but I didn't really put a whole ton of push on them, so let's try that. Okay, so we are in... Now let's push, push, push. Okay, you can't really see what I'm doing, but we're going to town on these. Okay. Oh. Okay, I get what it's saying. So there's a lip. One of the sides is fully open. The other side has a really small lip on it. So it's just saying to go from the side that doesn't have the lip on it. That lip is going to be basically your retaining lip for this whole thing. So let's see if we can do this. I still don't feel like they're in there. Yeah, that might have done it. That was probably it. Cool. So I think mashing was the answer. The comments and the instructions give some great tips. I've never, even when I built the last one, I don't think I looked at them too much. Let's look to see. I'm doing this step. I found that it worked well to insert one short side of the pad, press the short end of the pad, and then insert the other short end against the other. Make sure that there aren't two rubber pads stuck together. Find it easy to use needle nose pliers. I can see that. It's kind of tough to get your thumbs in there. What is, oh, there's a lot of comments in this. Position the bearing cover over the top of the bearing, leaving a few millimeters hanging off the end and snapping the cover down onto the bearing. The cover only flexes a millimeter or so, no chance to repet. Ah, gotcha. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. But yeah, it's definitely a good, like, user feedback is nice. Just snap it on much easier than sliding. Okay. Should I take? No, we're gonna for this one. I'll roll. I'll try snapping the other one. Okay, those are in place. Hold the X clip straight. Raise the motor. Push an X in clip with top panel. Okay, insert 4 M330s, which are gonna be, I believe, these guys. Let me. Yep. Okay. Do one ugga dugga. Cool. Feel pretty. Let's do one more little pass here. Okay, calling that good. That piece is done. Next, insert the other bearing. It looks like we also want to form the same X pattern. I wasn't sure if we were going to do opposite on this one, but it looks like we want it to be the exact same. Let's see, right about there. Oh, that looks right about right. And so we're going to do the exact same thing. So I need to grab 2 more of these rubber pads. There we go, our end piece. Was that a metric or American ugga dugga? Ooh, that is a good question. It was metric. A metric ugga, small ugga. Okay, pads going in. Oh, come on. I do think using the little needle nose pliers might be easier for this. So, okay, we got these in, we're pressing them, and so now we're gonna check the side that has the lip on it, that needs to go on the outside, and we're going to... Interesting. So yeah, you can just snap it on. Instead of sliding it on, because it's PET G, it's got some flex to it, you can just sort of press and pop, and then the rubber pads don't, since you're not going like this direction, you're going this direction, they don't really have anywhere to go. So ugga duggas are imperial. It's metric that is uga. Oh, honest mistake. Wait, did I not grab the right amount of? Oh, I screwed up. Hold on. Insert 4 M330s. No, I didn't. So this one needs 2 M330s on the left side. So my left is going to be right here. So 30s go here, it looks like. And then the 18s on the other, uh-oh. I dropped a screw, or dropped a... Okay. I thought the ugga duggas were the same. Is it a universal? Yeah, very satisfying snap. I just don't want to break any parts. I don't have, actually I think I have orange Prusa Mint PETG, but I really like their colors for their machine, and so I had to reprint this one part in ABS, but it's black, and the black ABS I have is sort of close in sheen to their PETG, not quite, but it's also not as pronounced of a part, so trying to not break anything else. That was my one get out of jail free card, I think. Okay, one goes here, one goes here. Hey, look, a squirrel. Where? Okay, so we will go crisscross applesauce. I'm watching all your builds while I print parts for my Voron and LDO. Oh, fun, a 2.4. It's a great printer. I've really enjoyed my 2.4. I had a lot of plans to mod it, and I still plan on doing quite a bit to it, but it's just worked really well. So I've been procrastinating doing things to it. Thanks for watching the videos. I appreciate it. Is this an all-day stream? I don't know what this. Hey, first off, hey CNC Maker, how are you? And kind of, sort of. Aaron and Jackson are out of town, so things are weird. And the stream that I was gonna go a little bit longer earlier got cut short because of electricity issues. So now I'm back, and I'm like, all right, well, let's build a little bit more. Okay, that's done. That's done. Now we need. For the following, please prepare. Notice that you've received 3 different lengths of smooth rods. We recommend arranging them all side by side for easier comparison. That is a fantastic idea, and I can see myself screwing that up. Smooth rods. There we go. Okay, so we got the long ones are obviously long. So what do we want right now? Following. Notice that you ever see 3. Smooth rods, the longest couple. Okay, so we want the long ones. The x-axis. Is that right? Yeah. The longest ones are like clearly long. The other 2, I could see how you'd potentially screw them up if you went too quick. Trying to prove to see that you can get it done in one stream. This is all just a, gotta make Steve proud. Been busy with work, so I haven't been watching live streams. No worries, I get it. Life is busy, and work definitely takes priorities. You're in Vegas, aren't you, CNC? How's that been? Okay, so we also need bearings. These little guys, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's first get these bearings out of here. Let's get scissors. I'm not going to use my teeth. We've got scissors for this. Okay, scissors are not cutting. To the teeth. I should do the upgrade for MK4 Plus, then I can build a bear with the changed parts. Yeah, I think if you do the like 3.9 upgrade, I don't think you keep much of anything. I mean, you do keep something. It's an upgrade, but I've heard from a few people that like I can build a bear with my spare parts, so you get a sort of a second printer out of it. Okay, let's wipe off some of the shipping oils. The weather is great, just a little hotter. Yeah, I'm sure summers can be kind of brutal. How far away from the strip are you? Like, are you close? I don't really know, like, from like edge to edge how big Vegas is, like how many miles it covers. I think your hammer can cut that plastic. Yeah, it's not the proudest moment. These have been decent scissors, but it really just wasn't doing it. Okay, we need a Sharpie. I just bought a couple of these, so a Sharpie there. Position the bearing so that you can see 2 rows of balls. Okay. Make a mark with a permanent marker on the outer surface in the middle of the 2 rows. Use the same procedure for... Okay, so basically we want the same X pattern. So let me try to do this really quick. X and dot. Line. It's not a dot. All right, 1 down. It's not going to be perfect, but should be hopefully close enough. 2. And 3. I believe the point of this is because the balls will wear into the smooth rod. I think they have you offset them to sort of make the wear happen slower, and also to sort of distribute the wear across the smooth rod instead of having it all in one place. And then we're doing the same thing with the lube. So we will swap. Where's our? There we go. Swapping over to the orange cap. Those scissors just aren't cutting it. Nice. Every tool's a hammer. I bought his ebook on a trip out to Arizona years ago, and I started reading it in the car, but I can't read very well in the car. I get dizzy, so I never continued it. But now that I think about it, I should probably, I think I on Amazon. I need to just download it again. Piece of fabric, insert your lubricant all 4 rows. Screw the tube and applicator carefully. Slide the entire bearing into the applicator. So same thing. Turn counterclockwise until you feel slight resistance. Gently press tube. Cool. So same thing we did before, just insert, twist to the left, and push. Yeah, that seems good. Do we need to... I think this one we don't need to flip the... Yeah, it looks like it makes it all the way through, so... The other one you have to rotate the bearing and do the other side, but for this one, yeah, the applicator goes all the way through it. So that looks good. Oops. Okay. Looks good to me. We have a ton of lube left over. I'm like, hopefully I used enough when I did it for the Z. It covers 16,000 metric zoomy zoom. I'm in, oh, Summerlin, the northwest corner. It's not really close to the strip at all. Gotcha. I haven't really explored Vegas much. Like, I went there when I was 21. I went there for my mom's birthday, and probably gone there. I don't know. I haven't really been out there much. Audible's great. I just can't read. Get ahead of it, but I can listen all day long. Yeah, I don't think I've really tried audiobooks, but I feel like I would enjoy it. I feel like I'd really enjoy audiobooks, actually. Especially if I'm like sort of like maybe 50% attention to that while I'm working on something not super technical. Assembling the x-axis. Okay. So it says take this and insert smooth rod. Okay. Okay. How's Idaho? I heard you got a ton of snow from the... Yeah, we've got another storm coming. It's just me here. I'm like, man, what am I gonna do? But a couple weeks before we moved recently into this house, we got hit with, I think they said, they called it like, they said the neighbors across the street at our rental told us that it was like the most snow they'd seen since, I guess, Snowmageddon, which was 10 years ago or something like that. It was wild. I had to go buy a snow shovel. I hadn't purchased one. The last season it like snowed a little bit and then it was gone in a couple hours. So I was like, yeah, this isn't bad. But yeah, it's been great. I mean, we love it here. We're super happy. Yeah, everything's been really nice. Okay, so we need to insert the rods very carefully. Do not tilt the rods too much. Through the inspection holes, and we did that carefully. Slide 3 bearings. Okay, 1 bearing on the upper and 2 bearings on the lower. Here we go. Slow and steady. Okay, 1 on the bottom, or 2 on the bottom is what it says. Okay. Okay. We did it. Got a Prusa Mini on the way. Nice! Prusa Mini Plus. Awesome. Did you go with the partially assembled or full kit? I don't remember if they do full kit one actually. Bakes is great. Can be as chill or wild as you want. We're in the pool right away and in bed. I love when we go. Yeah, when I was 21, we went way too hard, and I sort of like, I feel like I was like biggest out for my life, but I wouldn't be against going back as a family if it's like we have a plan, like we're going to a show, you know, but I think for my mom's 30th? I think for my mom's 30th, we went to Vegas and saw Mamma Mia. Yeah, I'm in Idaho as of 18, oh, now it's, oh no, it's been longer now. Yeah, I've been out here coming up on 2 years actually, so. You're around Nampa, usually pretty mild, but every so often you get nailed. Yeah, yep, I'm in Nampa, like right on border of Nampa and Caldwell, but yeah. I really like the area a lot. It's close enough to major stores, so you don't have to, you know, like go far away to get things like Costco, Target, and all that. But it's not nearly as crazy as like Boise or Meridian. But you have access to those things in like 30 minutes as long as you don't go during like peak commuter hours, and that's pretty nice. Cool. So I think we got this is in. This looks really good. My smooth rods, the bearings need to get, oh, there we go. Yeah, I was saying they need to get worked in a little bit. I've got quite a bit of grease in them that probably need to wipe off. I should do that now because it's always a dust and dog hair trap on anyone that has pets, I'm sure can relate to that, but man, it gets gross. Let's wipe up some of the excess. Just don't need excess. Kit, I'm cheap. The kits are fun, man. I would have a hard time. I guess if I was running a business and was getting a bunch of Prusas, I could see not doing a kit, just because, like, you know, time is money and the time it takes. But other than that, I really enjoy building them. I mean, it gets you so familiar with it where, like, if you run into an error or, you know, need to replace something down the line, you're like, yeah, I put that together. I know exactly where the bolts and nuts are, and you don't feel so intimidated by the hardware. So I like it. Ads every 5 or 10 minutes. The way the ads are set up, it should be once every half an hour, roughly, I believe. All right, assemble the X. So cool. We can put this off to the side. Now we're working on X carriage, which is this guy. I'm in southeast Idaho. Our weather is just bad all the time. You probably have better weather in Nampa. Yeah, so when we moved out here, we were looking between Nampa and Idaho Falls. And Idaho Falls, I liked that, like, it was really outdoorsy. You were close to a few other states, like if you want to go to Salt Lake, if you want to go to Yellowstone. But the weather, man, like coming from California, I was like, I know that it's going to be a big change moving out of state. We're not going to be around family. We're not going to be around friends. So it's going to be, what is the word? Like an adjustment, right? And I wanted it to give us the best chance to be successful, and like not having crazy weather, being close to a decent sized airport for family or travel or work was like, and I think we made the right call. We've been really happy here. Yeah, we've been really happy here. So we need the X carriage hex spacers. Where in the world? Oh, these guys, cool. Oh, this bag. Things are broken up pretty nicely. MMU4, I don't know. So this kit was sent to build, and I plan on, I've got, these is 5, oh, you can't see. This is 5 kgs of white PETG that I need to print because I'm going to print out parts for the filament storage rack thing that's going in these IKEA bookshelves. And so I plan on just, once this printer is done, like just hitting print and repeat and repeat and repeat. I've had really good luck printing PETG on Prusa printers. And once that's done, we'll see. Yeah, once that's done, we'll see. Okay, so let's open this up. So we need M310s, we got plenty of, cool, we got all of this stuff. So locate, so square nuts, so all the square nuts. 1, 2, 3 square nuts. Oh, I'm wrong cam. There we go. I find that YouTube puts up more ads during the day and hardly any night, at least for me. Huh. I feel like everyone seems like they have a different experience. I think location plays a big factor. I could be wrong, but I believe that because of the way that AdSense works, that it varies. You know, some are targeted towards US audience or US viewers only, while others are global, and so I'm so used to ads during everything. Like it is what it is. Like if I ever watch Twitch, I get ads, ads on YouTube. I don't really mind. I don't really mind it that much. Like growing up at a time where, oh come on, 1 second here. Growing up with just regular TV for most of my life, like ads were just a part of it. It was your time to quickly run to the restroom or refill your drink, or you know. So they don't really bug me that much. Heck, even we've got quite a few subscription service things over here, and even a lot of those have ads still because we're not paying for the highest tier of them. And so, yeah, it doesn't really bug me that much. Yeah, being close to the airport's really nice. I haven't traveled, haven't traveled much since we moved out here. I went to Murph once, LBX last year, and that's it. But this year I'm going to Rocky Mountain in a couple weeks, and then I bought already plane tickets in July. I'm going back home for the first time in the 2 years I would have been out here, so hopefully I can see my brother, some of my old friends, and I'm just going, I think, like a Thursday through a Monday, if I recall. Okay, so more square nuts, more, all of the nuts. So now we need to flip the part. Okay, this is the right angle. So 1, 2, 3. So more square nuts. Okay. This one's kind of in an awkward, let me see if I can get it. I might need to use my tweezers. There we go. The white filament combined with PTG. Yeah, I really wanted the aesthetic of just like, the shelves, so the bookshelves were actually supposed to be white, but they're like a beechwood color. I realized, I thought IKEA screwed up, and I was kind of pissed because I had waited so many months for the order to get delivered, and I looked at my receipt from when I placed the order, and nope, it was user error like always. So I was like, well, I guess I'm going with beechwood on white. But I really wanted the like light aesthetic. I think it looks nice on camera, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. Putting the parts out. I'm pretty much in Idaho Falls. You're absolutely right. Everything outdoorsy is within a 15-minute drive for the most part. Yeah, it looks beautiful. Like, I watched a bunch of videos on Idaho Falls. I'd love to visit. It looks gorgeous. Especially since California has 70 billion deficit. It's going to take you years to crawl out from that, and lots of budget cuts. But at least it adds on TV when what we're watching comes back on. You haven't missed anything. That's true. I've always hated ads, and I'm 53, so I've had a while to let that fester. For some reason, I get ads every 5 minutes. Weird. Yeah, it shouldn't be that way. 30 minutes seems to be pretty standard. Hey, Big Red! Sorry, that's the Scots coming out. I can only continue for so long. Another stream today. Yeah, the power cut it short earlier, and I was like, you know, Aaron and Jackson are out of town, so it's like, it's just me, and so it was either edit, which I can do later on, or stream, and I wanted to make some more progress. We didn't get quite as far as I had hoped for on stream, because of me. Oh, what's going on here, Nut? Why are you being stubborn? Ugh. Ah! See, I figured we'd stream for at least a little bit longer. Okay, so we need 2 more nuts on this side. Right? No. There has to be square nuts to go here. So I think I put them in the different slot earlier, but so 2 more is what we need. Hey, what's up, Marcus? Hey, Robert. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, definitely like the latest stream I've done in a long time. We've been doing early streams because usually Aaron is pretty much always nighttime for work, with she had like one exception when they had a company meeting or something like that. But I haven't streamed at nighttime in a long time. Man, come on, Square Nut. Oh no. It looks like a cut carrot. The color there looked like it's a very bright orange. I like it a lot. I really like the orange. I always have. I also think that the camera, although like it looks pretty close to accurate from what I'm seeing on the TV, there we go, from the TV right now. But I know that sometimes with the camera, depending on what sort of settings I've set, it doesn't really give an accurate representation of what the color looks like. Okay, so now we need regular, man, this part has a ton of nuts. So, okay, so we've got 1 going here and 1 going here. No, 1 going There's a bunch of nuts. I jinxed myself, I just got an ad. Yeah, it seems like it varies. Again, I have it set to minimum. I think it's either, yeah, I think minimum. I had it on balanced before, and I changed it to minimum, and I think it's every 30 minutes. Do you have YouTube TV then, Andrew, with YouTube Premium, or no? It's just like the, because I think that if you have, oh shoot, I think if you have YouTube Premium or Red, I don't know which one it is, the one that you actually get like TV channels with, that you get free, like, or not free because you're paying for that, but you get sort of premium with no ads as part of it on regular YouTube. Okay, those are in. Man, it feels wrong to me, like, unless I'm just not there yet, but that looks like a nut would go there, that looks like a nut would go there, and that definitely looks like a nut would go there. So let me make sure I'm not missing anything. So those are square nuts. We did all the square nuts. I feel pretty good about that. We just installed those. This is telling us to take an M310. Oh, okay, that's where hex spacers are going. Okay, that makes sense. That's what was throwing me off. I was like, there's gotta be something that goes there. Okay, so we're going to flip this part around like this. So hold there, that looks right. And we need an M310. And that's going through, looks like this hole right here. Yeah. Attach a hex, ah, cool, okay. Yep, I get it. So those screws are popping in through this side, and on this side, we're kind of gonna use that to, so I'll do a couple turns like that, and then get this to lock in place, and tighten. Oh, you can't see what the heck, I'm sorry guys. I'm over here like, do this thing, but you can't even see what I'm doing. TV and premium, okay, are separate. Just the premium with no ads, no TV package. I watch a lot on YouTube content, so it's worth it. Yeah, I signed up for YouTube for I think 30 days to watch a football game last season, and I was looking at the price of it. I'm like, that is expensive. Not for premium, but for the like TV package stuff. I was like, that that is too much. Okay, so we're doing the same thing now. So we flip this back over like this, and now top hole and bottom hole are both getting M310. So let's do one here. Like this, maybe, there we go. I'm just gonna loosely put that one in so I can get the second one started. Okay, so we don't want these to rotate, so let's make sure that they're aligned. It looks like that one's good. So intrigued by Prusa printers, but the price, yeah. It's different. I feel like it's kind of, I've been 3D printing for like a little over a decade now, and the price of printers has always been interesting to me. I mean, when I worked at Matter Hackers, the printers we were selling were like $6,000. A lot of them. I mean, like Ultimakers, Raise machines. I mean, there were quite a few different brands, and so it's. I think that gave me a bit of a, like. I understand, like, price matters, but for a lot of machines, if it's something that's going to be more of a business expense, I feel like it matters a bit less. Not that businesses don't want still like good value and best bang for buck, but like it seems different when it's for a business thing. Like so many businesses I was talking with, and they're like, yeah, we'll buy, you know, $30,000 worth of printers. And for me, like, I'm like, what? I remember my first printer, like I saved for my birthday and for Christmas, and the job I was working at the time to get a printer on sale for 400 bucks, and that was like a huge purchase for me. So it's all like, you know, relative, depending on the situation, depending on the person. According to Linus, revenue portion for premium is oh, interesting. Wait, you're saying that like, oh yeah, because I think on the back end I can see like, I believe the way it works is whoever has like YouTube Premium, depending on, like, it takes the cost of YouTube Premium and divides the portion that the creators are going to get based off how much you watch, I think in watch time of the content. So there's like a separate portion of it. I think that's how it works. Have you tried the V400 by FL Sun? Yes, I loved that printer. I had to get rid of it when we moved. I just couldn't bring all the printers, but I think that's a it's right now, that is my best bang for buck Delta printer that exists out there. Like, that's, if someone says, hey, I want a Delta, what do you recommend? It'd be 400. I think it's a really solid printer. Okay, so we got this. This part looks like it's done now. Oh, more rubber pads, and then 4 M310 screws. Yeah, exactly, double header tonight. I just wasn't ready to call it. I wasn't ready. Okay, so we're using our last 2 rubber pads. I thought these were spares, but they are not. I feel like I just watched you today. Yeah, well, the power went out, man. It threw off my groove. And then I wasn't sure what the heck I was gonna do. I ran around some errands and then I was done. I was like, I'm not streaming more today. But then Pooch messaged me and he said, you inspired me to stream today. I'm gonna stream. And I messaged him back, but I was too late, saying, hey, we can go back live. Like, I'm ready, I have power. And because I thought maybe we were gonna go live again, it got me excited again to stream today. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna continue a little bit more. He sort of egged me on too. He said, whatever you get done, like, I can get caught up. I have tons of Prusas that are in different stages, so like, don't wait because of me. So that was sort of the kick I needed to, you know, get going a little bit more. Okay, attaching the X carriage clip. Place the X-axis orientation as shown, making sure the back of the X end motor is facing up. Wait, okay, so let's see. So it looks like we want this like this. Okay. Let me see if I can get you guys in a way where it's not so out of focus part of it. Bring it a little bit closer. Where did you move to? Well, Idaho. But I moved from California to Idaho, then Idaho to Idaho again. But we weren't sure what was going to happen. It's sort of complicated, but long story short, we thought we were going to have to go into like, we thought we were going to have to put stuff into a pod because the rental that we were in, they put the house up for sale, although they told us we'd be able to rent until the house that we moved into now was done. And it was sort of a scary period. So attach the X carriage on both bearings. Wait, attach the X carriage on both bearings and the lower rod. Leave the upper bearing out of the X carriage for the time being. Okay, so this needs to go like, no. Why does this part not look? There we go, okay, I get it. So this needs to go into here. There's like, I don't know if it's gonna snap on or if it's just a, it looks like they have it sort of just down like this. There we go. These kind of just free spin. Okay. Rotate both bearings so the marking is face down. Okay, so we want the marking to be, so we Sharpie marked this, if you remember. I feel like I heard, yeah, everything seems good. I was a little bit concerned, I'm not gonna lie, the extent of how loud the sound of the thunder was, and then the electricity sort of like came off, then came on, then came off again. I wasn't sure if something got damaged here or if the lightning had touched down like right here, and I went outside, I didn't see anything immediately, but there was, I mean, clearly no power. And then I messaged my neighbor who didn't respond because he was at work. But I looked online and saw that it was like 1,600 houses. So that made me feel a little bit better. Not that other people were also experiencing it, but just that like, if it's such a big thing, it probably isn't a my house thing. It's probably, you know, something different. So everything seems fine. Power came back on.
$4.99 from Fabrico to help pay the power bill. Love you, man. Smiley face.
Thank you very much for the $4.99 towards the power bill. I appreciate it. Yeah, everything seems fine, knock on wood. So I went out and checked the breaker box, and I was like, nope, not seeing anything that looks like it's tripped. And yeah, I went to get some food. I was like, oh, I'm really hungry, and I didn't really want to open the fridge up, and because I didn't know how long it was going to be, so I was like, oh, I'm not going to open the fridge and waste electricity. So like, I'll go get some Panda Express. And then when I was there, I got a text from the Bamboo printer that I'd started to print on before the power went out, saying the print failed, and I was like, ah. If my printers are telling me that they're failing, that means we probably have internet, or power. So I came home and everything seems well. This channel needs a battery bank sponsor. I feel like Anchor's been sponsoring stuff lately. Like I know, I think Steven from Lightspeed did like a sponsor thing with them. Maybe I'm wrong. And I know that, is it Morty? He just did the video on like surviving in the wilderness with a 3D printer, and Anchor sponsored the battery bank for that. So I'm gonna need a big battery bank though if it's gonna keep the house's electricity on for the hour for the outage. But it might not be a bad idea to get a UPS at some point. I just don't know where and what machines I would hook up to it, because the printers are split between upstairs and downstairs, so it's, I don't know. So happy to hear that. I'm going to be up by you in June. Oh, cool. Have to see my buddy in Blanchard. Where is Blanchard? Is that in Idaho? I mean, since I've only been here for coming up on 2 years, like, it's always scary because you sort of forget that, like, you're at the mercy of some massive platform that doesn't really know you exist or care per se. So I'm glad that he was able to get in contact with a real person that was able to sort of review everything. I think it took like 24-ish hours, which I'm sure was not, it was his birthday too. I'm like, the timing, like, okay, so we need M318s and M310s. I know this is an M310, so we'll place one of these guys right here. And these might be M318s. Kind of feels like they're too long. Nope, these are M318s. We need 1, 2, and 3. Close to Spokane. Okay, oh, cool. Close to Washington. Nice. I came out of Wyoming and Idaho down by like McCammon and then up I-15. You said you're just going to visit a buddy? Nero played with a fake pew pew. Yep. Apparently it was, oh, someone reported him. It's frustrating. I'm sure maybe their intention wasn't to be malicious and they were just trolling, but it's not a funny joke. Okay, so we need to insert an M310 screw into the end motors. Oh, geez. Oh, shoot. I don't want to lose this little, like, kind of like bearing, oh, that's got to be for the pulley. Okay, so we're taking the M310, we're inserting it into here. Nope. Going to, I'm trying to see family this summer at some point. Nice. Wait, why is this not? I feel like that shouldn't have gone in without needing the thread. Yeah, something's not right. That's not right. Insert the M310 screw into the X motor. Line it up with the edge of the plastic protrusion. Do not tighten the screw. There is no threads. Oh, just insert it freely. Oh, okay. If I just read... If I just read a little bit more, I would have realized that. Place the X end motor on the X motor. Okay, so we need to flip this guy around like this. And cables go like that. And now we're using 3 M318s, so these guys. That's a cool joke. You're messing with someone's life. Yeah, the I'm all for like, I'm all for a practical joke. I actually like encourage it. I think they're fun, but like, I agree. That's not a joke at all. It's super jacked up. I'm glad that he got it back, and I'm sure that after that, like, he's probably gonna avoid anything. Like, I was planning on building a pretty cool 3D printed Nerf gun, and now, like, I don't think it's happening. I don't. It's not worth the potential risk. Yeah. Yeah, totally. I mean, if you're not into something, like, I always say, because I get comments on my videos all the time on the main channel of like lots of positive stuff, but also lots of people just talking smack, right? Like, it's just picking apart everything I do, from the way I talk to the way I look to what I didn't do or whatever. And I well, sometimes I'll just ignore, sometimes I'll block, sometimes I'll reply back. But like, there's so many other creators out there, and I'm like, if my content isn't your cup of tea, like, that's fine. I don't love everybody's style of doing things, but that's the beauty of it. You don't have to watch it. So like, the fact that you gotta, like, the fact that you're watching it and then also like being mean or God, like I just yeah, I don't get it. It's not, if I don't enjoy something or I don't like something, I just don't watch. I don't partake, you know. But I guess that's not everyone. Some people feel like they gotta, I don't know, do something. Make sure the tension screw on the X motor slide does not fall out during handling. Okay, so that little screw that we inserted in, nope, looks good. Position the motor so that these screws are in the innermost end of them. Okay, so this is our tensioning mechanism. We can pull the belt or pull the motor a little bit further away to apply some more tension. So for now, we're just going to tighten this up. I'm not going to do it really tight because it looks like, tighten the screws just slightly. So yeah, I'm just gonna sort of hand tighten them and not put a whole lot of twist. Have you considered looking and talking differently, right? Yeah, some of the comments, I'm like, how rude of a person are you? Like what? Like, I mean, again, I don't know, it's just people raised differently or what the deal is, but some of the comments I've gotten, I'm just like, dude, I wouldn't say these things to someone like I despised. Like, it's just not nice. If you don't got anything good to say, like, what have I done to hurt you? Like, it's just, yeah, I don't know. Do the printed parts look like iterations of iterations of iterations, like the Mark III? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I don't know what that would look like. Maybe? He had a fake pew-pew in the background by accident and wouldn't even touch it to move it off screen. Yesterday, yeah, I don't blame him. I don't blame him. He's got a wife and kid, you know, son, like, and it's his livelihood. That's his full-time job. As much as it's fun and he enjoys it, like, it is his job. It is his career. I had someone try to swat me once when I used to stream, but captain of the team was my next door neighbor. Oh. Yeah, swatting is another one that I mean, I used to be really big into like the video game and video game hacking scene, and I don't understand swatting, man. It's just not funny. It's dangerous. It's super dangerous. Okay, so we are taking our pulley. We are placing this, looks like teeth down. And then we will go ahead and tighten this. Let's grab our actual Allen keys. Okay, so let's just snug one of these up against the flat part of the motor, like that. Nope. There we go, like that. And then the cool thing about this is, like, they have these notches, so you don't have to measure the height. Like, you just take your Allen key, set it over here, and you raise the pulley up to where it touches the Allen key, and that's your correct height. So in this case, all I've got to do is grab a second Allen key, because I can't use the one I'll need to tighten it with. Let's see. So, like, well, let's see if I can do it. It seems right. Maybe. Hold on. There we go. You don't think you'll be able to see much for a second here as I try to tighten this first one in. It definitely makes alignment really simple. Yeah, so that should be good. I'm gonna tighten it a little bit more here. Starting things up, like seriously, you're gonna hurt some. Yeah. Yeah, there was a guy some years ago. I think he was out of Los Angeles. I could be wrong, but he did that, and the police responded to, and the person they responded to was killed. I don't remember what his punishment was, but it's not a joke, man. Like, there's a line, like, I don't know. To me, like, a joke, someone shouldn't be, like, I don't know. There shouldn't be danger involved with a joke, in my opinion. Like, that's the line. Like, could it be dangerous? Then it's not a joke. It's pretty clear based on the visual inspection of the 3, especially the toolhead, were constantly tweaked and edited rather than rebuilt from a whole cloth whenever they found an issue. Interesting. I actually really liked the toolhead on the MK3S Plus. I built it. It was one of the first builds we did on this streaming channel, so it would have been, I don't know, 2.5 years ago now. And I really liked the toolhead. I thought it was a really nice toolhead. I think that toolheads have evolved a lot since then, so I'm very curious to see what the Nextruder has. But I don't know. I mean, there's a lot going on. It's certainly not like if you're used to building Vorons or like any of the sort of DIY printers, it's kind of blocky and stuff compared to that. But like, I don't know that I would say it feels like iterations and iterations and iterations. Just a very different style of design, which maybe is partially due to them, like, printability. I'm sure they have some reasoning for it, you know. It's really not a bad toolhead, but not elegant. Okay, yeah, I could agree with that then. On the MK3S Plus, I wouldn't say I felt it was a pretty toolhead, but functional, I felt like it was very much so a functional toolhead. Okay, so we need now our idler. We need this pin. And we need the belt, which is the last bit of things here. Oops. Oh, come on. I've got like just a little bit of grease. All right, we're biting. I got just a little bit of grease where I couldn't get the bag open. Okay, guide the X belt around the idler pulley, insert the clamp. Let's look at this really quick. I also need water. Okay, so belt goes around it. Insert the clamped pulley with the belt inside of the X idler. Okay. Okay. Like, this seems simple enough. Famous last words. All right, so we're starting off with taking some belt, wrapping it with teeth facing inward, and gripping this part like this. Let me make sure I've got the pin accessible. Okay, so we are shoving this in through this little pocket here. It looks like, cool, so you can see, I mean, you can't see, but I can see. It looks like it's fairly aligned. Cool, that was simple enough. Okay. So I don't want to let go of this yet. Pull lightly on the belt, leave the upper bearing free for now. Okay, so looks like I sort of did this backwards, and I need to pull this belt through, and there's just a belt. It's hard to show this. Let me zoom in a little. There's a belt like impression right there. So seems like all I want to do is line this up exactly like this. Yeah, I think that was pretty good. Maybe get a Allen key to push this in. Looks like maybe I could get one more tooth in there, but I don't know if I have to. Let's just leave it and see how it goes. Push the lower end of the belt through the channel. Okay, so on the bottom there's a, okay, yeah. On the bottom there's an opening, so it'll just pass through this entire carriage. Like this. There we go. Nice. And then, insert the upper, 1 second here. Let's look at this together. So we did that. We did that. So now we need to go around the pulley. Guide the belt through the X end and around the pulley and back to the X carriage. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, I don't think it's that bad. I forgot that on these printers there's an opening, so you don't have to. I'm so used to like the Core XY builds where I'm kind of like blind fishing with my belt, but on this you just push the belt all the way through, pull it all the way through like that, and then wrap it around the pulley and feed it back through. Yeah, that is way easier. I didn't mind doing belts when a lot of the printer builds I was doing were like bed slingers or i3s, but the Core XY builds kill me. Even after doing so many builds, like I'm just it's not my strong suit, routing belts. Okay. Guide the belt around, guide the X belt in the X carriage and push it into the groove of the plastic part as far as possible. Okay, so that's about as far as I can get it. I'm applying a decent bit of pressure there. Is the letter facing in the correct direct? Oh, tell me it is. Tell me I didn't screw up something. It looks right to me. You're saying this letter? F1, F3. This looks right. This looks right, I think. Oh, no. Did I do it backwards? Dude, don't tell me. Don't tell me it backwards. When would I have screwed this up? I would have had to mess this up. No, this looks right, right? This should be facing towards the back. On the belt? Oh, you mean, you mean, man, get out of here. It's the right way. There is an Anycubic Cobra Max for $140 on Marketplace near me. It has a broken belt on the deck. When I looked on Anycubic site, they only carried belts for the Cobra 2 Max. Well, I imagine it's all going to be the same GT2 belt that's standard on. So you could just buy, if it's just belt, you can just buy a roll of belt. Steve would ask, oh yeah, you're right. No. You threw me off for a second though. I was like, what did I do? I feel like I've been pretty careful. Okay, so belt looks good. There's no sleeve on this, I just realized. I wonder, maybe I'll do that later. Okay, so this is good. Guide the belt through. Push it all the way using an Allen key. The belt must not be loose. We will adjust its tension. Okay, place the upper bearing into the X carriage. The marking must be, okay, so the last thing we need to do is pop this final bearing into its slot, and the Sharpie mark should be facing towards us. So let's pop this in like this, and Sharpie mark is roughly facing towards us right there. You can hardly see it, but it's 2 a.m. Oh, go to bed. Thanks for hanging out. Or should I get something newer with more factory support? I want a large format. How comfortable are you with modding and repairing a printer? Because, I mean, I don't know, do you have your eyes on something else? If the only issue is that it needs a new belt, $140 seems like a really, really inexpensive price point. Okay, so this just stays loose like this? That doesn't seem right. There's got to be a cover at some point, but okay, let's flip this around. Oops. It says move the X carriage side to side several times to check for smooth movement. I mean, there's some resistance because it's around the motor. You also don't really want to, you don't want to be whipping this back and forth too quickly with it being hooked up to the, well, I guess, you know what? No, I lied. The motor's not connected to the controller right now, so we're fine. But yeah, feels good. After you ensure the movement is smooth, fully tighten the screws on the X carriage in this order. I think I already, I think I might have already tightened, or wait. Upper left, lower right. Oh crap. I popped the belt out. Okay. Upper left. Yeah, I kind of already tightened these. Well, I mean, motion's good, so we're fine. I didn't see it say not to tighten it fully. The only one I didn't tighten very hard was the belt screws, since we're going to be adjusting those to set our belt tension later on. Hey! We're done with the X. Sick. All right, I'm gonna have a few gummy bears, I guess. We'll go a little bit further. We'll go for like another hour. I'm gonna take a couple gummy bears. I've been wanting to build a Voron for a long time, but I don't have the money. I'm 14. Do you have any suggestions as to what I can do to get enough money for a Micron Plus kit from Forum Bot Things? At 14 years old, man, I don't know. When I was 14, the primary ways I got money would have been saving birthday money, saving Christmas money. I got like a $5 allowance per week for chores. And then my dad would let me recycle the bottles and cans, and that I could also keep that. I actually bought my first skateboard from recycling. I saved up, I think it was like $110 for a deck, or like a full setup. And we literally went around to parks and collected bottles and cans. I'm not saying to do that. That took a very, very long time. And the Micron Plus is more expensive. Just trying to think kind of out loud. I gotta call it time to put the kids to bed. Yeah, thanks for hanging out, Rick. Have a great night. I don't know, Plasma. I don't know. I don't know what's the best method for you. I mean, I remember when I was like 15 or 16, I started a lawn mowing business in my neighborhood. Me and one of the other neighbor kids were like, yeah, we want to make some extra money. And so my dad told me we could use the lawnmower. So we literally just went around to the neighborhood and said, hey, we're mowing lawns. You know, I don't know how much we charged. It's been so many, 16 years ago, 17 years ago. But then me and my buddy would just, during summertime, once a week go mow lawns, and that's how we saved up some money. So I don't know. I don't know what the best method is for you. Like, I don't know. I don't know your full situation and what you have access to and all that stuff. But like, if you're, I mean, if you already have a 3D printer, like, I don't think it's that difficult to, print out some small, like, trinket type things. And I don't know if you have a local farmer's market or some kids at school that you can sell some stuff to, like the printed things. Like, that's another way. I mean, I know people that have, a lot of times I feel like it's the opposite way, where they buy a machine and then they really quickly work to recoup it. But you can do it the other way, where you start with what you got and build up, which is also a thing a lot of people do. So yeah, I don't have the exact answer, but if you're creative, if you're creative enough, you can think of something. I don't know. I've got like the only suggestions I have are like things I've done. I mean, my first job, I was working at McDonald's, and I taught myself how to fix some basic like game consoles, and I was buying them broken for $40, fixing them up and selling them for 100. So like, if you find like, there's got to be a niche or something like that you can sort of figure out where you can make, a little bit of money to be able to save up towards this. Joseph says, I'm pretty comfortable with modding. I think I'll grab it. Yeah, if you're comfortable with modding, $140. I mean, I would do a once over of this machine, right? Make sure it doesn't look like it was abused or anything like that. But if it really is just a belt that needs to get replaced, that is the most minor of repairs for potentially a big format printer like it sounds like you want. Yeah, learn learn to CAD and sell models could be another one. I feel like physical prints are easier to like recoup. Like it's easier to sell a physical thing than a digital thing, in my opinion. But because with the digital thing, you sort of have to build up the following in a sense, or get your work out there. Otherwise, it sort of gets lost in the shuffle of things. But if nothing else, making and selling 3D models is fantastic. Like if you're into 3D printing, there's such a lack of CAD skills, myself included, that it's such a useful thing that you won't be upset to take the time to learn CAD. I'm thinking of selling the Ender. Right now I'm running an Ender 3 Pro, heavily modded, and running a stealth burner and an 85 clipper. I'm setting up main cell for it. I mean, you could sell it, or you could keep it and use the printer to make money. I mean, I was selling just small little case fan grills, small little electronic holding things. Like, I mean, it's not like, yeah, just ideas. Again, you got to figure out what works best for you. Like I said, definitely don't have all the answers, but hopefully I have at least given you a few things to chew on. He's younger, the faster you start, the easier it is. Yeah, amen to that. Okay, Z, we're doing Z, it looks like now. Z-axis assembly. So let's grab Y carriage, filament guide, Z-axis, Y carriage, LCD, Nextruder, spare parts. Okay, so that should be everything for there. And then we need printed parts. Z-axis. Oh, we need orange parts. Those are, so the black parts. Z-axis. Okay. Bottom left and bottom right. Let's just take these parts all out. Heck, man, here's another idea. The last one I'm going to throw out there, and I'll stop on this, but if you've got familiarity with 3D printing to the point where you're like clippering machines and you're, fairly proficient with the way they work, I know you're 14, and I don't know if your parents would let you or how it would all work, but like you can even offer like an hour course on someone that's interested in learning about 3D printing, that you can answer some of their questions. Like the Modbot robot, I don't have, but this guy, this specific model was designed by Garrett and Chelsea over at Chaos Core Tech, but the mascot was designed by a guy that actually reached out to me like 7 years ago, and he was an artist that designed a lot of graphics and stuff for clothes, and he wanted to learn 3D printing so that way he could print out versions of his models when he brought them into a meeting with like a clothing company and show them like the mascot or the idea he had versus just a 2D, drawing on a computer. And so we basically traded skills. Like I gave him an hour-long crash course on some of the basics of 3D printing, sort of mechanically how they worked, the idea of slicing and G-code, and in return, he designed something for me. So, I mean, again, you're 14, and I don't know how that would all work, but I'm just, last idea out there is that maybe you can do something like that. I promise that's it. Got me going. Got me going. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What are we doing? Warning, printed parts aren't the same. There are a left and a right piece. Okay. Yeah, they're mirrored. Okay. Cool, we got 61 people hanging out on this night stream. If you have not, hit the like button, please do. I appreciate it. Okay, so let's turn this way. I think we're gonna be bolting stuff pretty quickly for Z. Usually I think Z, sort of mount the stuff to the frame, then you build off of that. Attach both Z bottoms to the frame and secure each part with M310 screws. So this is going to be like, oh, neato. Cool. Yeah, so we're straight up going to attaching stuff to the frame. I'd be stoked if we can. I think getting through Z, I feel like we accomplished a lot today. All right, here we are. I can't see the holes. You gotta get low. As Nero would say, like the smash button. When I was 14, I was starting to build my skills as an illustrator, and other people near my age commissioned. That's sick. Yeah, that's super cool. I wasn't doing anything cool or creative when I was 14. I was just getting into trouble pretty much throughout all of high school. But yeah, at 14, I wish that, I think I had to sort of go through my troubled youth to sort of get to where I'm at today, and I feel like it gave me sort of a interesting perspective on things. But boy, do I wish I had started with electronics and coding and stuff at a young age versus trying to fumble my way through it as an adult. It's wild. I caught the last bit of earlier stream with you and Pooch, and then got lost in a dialing in a printer and saw you live again after a couple of vapes. Thought I was tripping. Nope. This is not an illusion. I'm here in the flesh. That and yard work and babysitting. Oh, cool. Yeah, you had a bunch of things. I was also getting into trouble. I feel like it's part of being a kid. I hung out with older kids. The kids were a lot older than me, and I was super impressionable, and peer pressure is a real thing. So I'm lucky I had parents that were really like, I don't want to say strict, because they let me do a lot of things that like a lot of parents probably would not be cool with, but they also, like my dad, I think he always sort of had an eye on me or a thumb on me in sense where like he knew when he needed to pull to keep me from getting in more trouble. And as a kid, I resented him for it. I didn't understand it. Thought he just wanted to control me. And like now as a 31-year-old adult, I am super thankful that my parents didn't throw in the towel or just let me have it my way with everything. I was a punk, breaking my nose at metal shows and getting into substances I shouldn't have been. So like, okay, yeah, all right. So yeah, I was also very big into party stuff at a young age, just because of all the kids I hung out with were so much older than me. But the benefit of that was when my buddies were like finally hitting 21 and all that, I was really over all of it. I'd already gone through it, and that's when I started YouTube. Is I just was tired. Like everyone just wanted to hang out and party, and I'm like, man, it's not what I want to do anymore. And so I took that for me to discover, like, no, you're actually a pretty big nerd. you like electronics, and yeah, it just, I'm super thankful I found YouTube and at the time, video game stuff, which got me into 3D printing and all of this, because I don't know what the heck I would have been doing had I not found this technology and this hobby. So it's been awesome. I love it. I absolutely love it. Let's see, can we? Oh, we got it. It's cool. Yeah, it's such a trip. It's like I was telling Aaron. So like, my wife, we went to high school together, but we didn't know each other. Well, I went to 3 high schools, so we went to one of the high schools together, but we didn't know each other. I only knew of her through a friend that one of my buddies that I was like hanging out with in the little skating group had a crush on her, so I knew of her because of him. Nope, that's not gonna work. But we never talked, we never hung out. And then when I was into video game stuff and I was working at McDonald's and I started working for myself, just repairing and hacking video game consoles, the banker at the bank asked me what I did, because he's like, you always just come in with cash. And I was pretty young, I think I was 18 or something like that, and we'd started to become friends, and I was like, yeah, I like repair and hack video game consoles. And so then me and him became cool, because he had a broken Xbox that he wanted me to repair and mod for him, and I was like, okay. And through him I met my best buddy, who got me the job at the restaurant I was working at, where Erin walked in, and I ID'd her, and then we sort of connected for the first time, but it's so random. Like, if I know that, like, it sounds sort of silly, but it's like, if I hadn't gotten into the video game stuff and hadn't met this banker who introduced me to my best friend, I never would have been at that restaurant working there. So it's just a trip how, like, sort of things ripple, or things sort of connect in ways that you don't really realize until you kind of look back, and then you're like, man, that's kind of crazy stuff. When I was 8, I wanted to be a mechanical engineer. At 8? What was your influence? I don't even think I knew what an engineer was. By the end of high school, I decided to go to art school. And like 12 years after dropping out of art school, I'm looking at doing an engineering diploma. Nice. What form of mechanical? Is that what you're looking at, or something different? Oh, through robot. Gotcha. Yep, that makes sense. Yeah, I didn't have anyone around me. My parents are not very techy. My uncle's an engineer, and his wife. And so me at a young age, he knew that I had shown interest in sort of what he was doing. And so I remember he got me like a Visual Basic for Dummies book as a kid, and I kind of played around with it a little bit. I never took it beyond a certain point, and I wish that I did. But if it was meant to be, I would have, and it didn't happen, so. Okay, you can turn the printer on its back to make better access, which I didn't need to do. In case of increased resistance, you can try to run the screws through the threaded holes first. No, we're good to go. Okay, Z-motor assembly. Man, we are moving motors. Here we go. All right, we got one motor. I wanted to make robots, and people told me mechanical engineering was how you did that. But yeah, I'm looking at a mechanical engineering design diploma. It's basically a CAD operator degree. How cool. Well, how long would you have to go back to school for the program? I never got my bachelor's. I only have my associates. I screwed around a lot in college. I only really went because my parents had said I had to go. I didn't know what I wanted to do, and so I was just going for generic business, and because of that, I didn't care. And then again, throughout all this YouTube stuff and 3D printing and all that, I was like, man, I want to go for engineering. So I was going for computer engineering, which was like a hybrid between computer science and I think it was more electrical engineering than mechanical, but it might have been mechanical. And the thing that was holding me back was because I had initially just gone for business, I had to do a bunch of maths. I think I'd only had up through like college algebra at that point. So I did pre-cal, I think I did pre-calculus, then I did trig, and then I was in calculus, but you can only take one math at a time for really. And then I got a job working in 3D printing and was like, well, this is what my goal was anyway, really. And then I just stopped going to school. So I would like to go back at some point and finish it, not more just for myself. But who knows if it'll actually happen, but I think that's awesome. Visual Basic is a pain compared to Python, says me who's currently fighting a Python program. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to do a bunch of pre-math stuff to go back since I've been out of school for so long. Hopefully it's sort of like, if you were familiar with it at one point, it's sort of, once you get the refresher, you feel like it comes back to you, I guess is what I'm saying. I don't know how it would be for me. Like even the math classes that I passed, I don't know how it would be in terms of what I would remember. I feel like not a lot, but who knows. Okay, so we got Z-motor left, Z-mobile right. We've got rubber pads, 2 of them, bada boom, bada boom. We've got M310 screws, 8 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I really keep trying to get Mini-Me to move to engineering, but she really wants to do art school. Let me tell you, Cal Arts is not cheap. I have no idea how that's gonna even happen. Yeah, school is expensive. My parents, so I went to community college. That was where I went the whole time. And my parents basically told me, I don't know if they said I had to go to community college, but I think they did. And they were willing to fund school for me as long as I was going full-time, I either had to go full-time or I had to go part-time and work at least part-time. And then I had to pass every class, which none of that happened really. And so if I didn't pass a class, I had to pay them back for the money that they wasted, basically, which was fine. I mean, I think that's a fair rule. But I had buddies a lot of buddies I went to school with, because one of the 3 schools I went to was a private school in high school. And so a lot of those kids I went to school with, like, came from fairly well-off families. Like, I would say middle to upper middle to even upper class. And a lot of them went right into like private universities and really expensive schools, and some of them, I guess their parents didn't pay, or they took out loans or whatever. And I know a lot that are still in heavy amounts of debt, and the degree, like the job they have on the other side, like isn't, like the pay that they're making, it doesn't make sense. So I don't know what it's going to look like, the education system in 18 years time when Jackson's an adult. I'm certainly not in a rush, but I'm not against school, because I think education is great and I think that it opens a lot of doors. But I also think that going to school for the sake of going to school makes no sense. Like, you've got to have a plan. You've got to know, like, what is it that you're trying to accomplish after you're done with the school that is going to justify the sacrifice and the cost associated with going to the school in the first place. Colleges aren't cheap, but if she has a talent to get, and then honestly create some of the best artists in North America, and there's plenty of career paths. I think a big part of it is some of the schools too that have ties in the professional world. If they can handshake you and get you in front of the right people, that holds a lot of value in my mind. But yeah, some of California schools are really good. I know my buddy's wife just finally got accepted into a nursing program at a community college, and it's a really killer program, and the cost of the whole program I think is well under $10,000, which is insane for a nursing degree. Place the Z motor left short cable next to the left Z bottom. Place the motor cable should guide under the frame on the right, and the body. Okay, so short, it said shorts on the left, right? Short, yeah. So we're going to, I think, just lift and drop. Like lift and drop. There we go. Cool. Wait a minute. Dang it! I didn't put the stinking. Oh man, I missed a step. Place the rubber pads on. But how did I? All right. Well. Literally just took them out. I don't know what the heck I was thinking. All right. Rubber pad on. Rubber pad on. And let's do that again. There we go. Okay. What's going on here, buddy? Why are we... Oh. Easier. Okay, cool. We're good. Facing the back, facing the back. Everything looks good. Okay, what did I miss? California Community College, pretty amazing. It's a great way to get your undergrad and lower diversity. Yeah, absolutely. I don't have any complaints. And I was at community college for a really long time to get my associates. Very long. Not the school's fault, my fault. Not doing the correct things. But had I gone there with a plan, any plan, it would have been great. I have no complaints that were not self-inflicted by lack of care, lack of planning, and all that stuff. So without a full ride scholarship, Cal Arts isn't happening. They want rough. God. Yeah. Honestly, I think encouraging kids to take a year or two off to travel and work is great too. Okay, motors are in place. Cool, and now we are gonna M36 it up. Nope, M310 it up. One in here, one here, one here. Okay. I don't remember what the Z-axis was like on the MK3S Plus, but I certainly know there weren't these like anti-vibration isolation pads, and I feel like these Z motor mounts, they feel like they're a lot beefier, but again, I really don't remember. It's been a while. It's been a while. We've got about 3 years left before she graduates. I'm not ready. How hard? I mean, I never tried for one, but like, how difficult is getting a scholarship? Is it on a per school basis? Like each school has a certain amount of allotted funds that they can use? Is it state funded? I don't know. Like, so I'm just curious, anyone that's really looked into what scholarships are like. I'm sure there's pretty big variations depending on the specific degree slash things like CalArt scholarships are okay, super competitive. Gotcha. So CalArt scholarships then might be through CalArt. You basically apply directly through them, and they decide who they're going to. It's basically, okay, wow. Harvard of Arts. I feel like I've heard it. CalArt is in Los Angeles, right? I want to say I either know someone that went there or I know someone that wanted to go there, which sounds like that would make sense given the sort of prestigiousness of it. It sounds like. The rubber on this side sticks out a little bit more than this side. Is that going to bug me? I don't think so. I don't think so. No, it's not going to bug me. Wait, it sticks on this side a little too. It is going to bug me. I'm going to undo this one really quick. I just want the rubber pad to be... I don't think functionally it'll affect anything. Lots of different sources for scholarships, businesses, state, all types of. Okay, gotcha. So it's just that's what I sort of figured. It's varying heavily depending on a ton of factors. What if it wasn't me that put the pad on wrong and it was actually the pad that's slightly off in size because it's not that important? Here I am being, about a little rubber pad. Okay, there we go. I don't know. It went right back to where it was. I think it's just the freaking pad. There are many different paths based on grades, test results, scholarships come from many different. Gotcha. Okay. So fingers crossed. Is there? I don't want to say. Is there a backup plan potentially? Like, I don't want to say default. Like, I could see having a backup plan potentially seeming that you're like not believing or that you're already sort of throwing in the towel. But I am a strong backup plan person. I mean, like you said, you got 3 years, but I'm just curious what. I'm gonna hope for the best. Let's just go with that. Hopefully she's able to kick butt and get the scholarship. Her PCT scores were crazy good, but it doesn't count for much. Okay, gotcha. As a freshman, I'm sure junior and senior year are like the key points. Stay on Dean's list for reduced tuition. That's what my daughter did. Nice. The Dean's list is the high school thing, you mean? Like throughout high school, stay on the Dean's list? Oh no, it says don't tighten them completely. Why do I always do that, man? Guide the Z-motor cables. When am I supposed to tighten them? Dude, all right, I always do that. The screws that are not supposed to be fully tightened, I'm like, all right, crank them down. And the ones that are supposed to be fully tightened, I'm like, well, they're still loose. All right, let's back off on these guys a little bit. Got a little too excited. Oh, desist at college. Gotcha. Are you already planning for the future? No. I mean, yes, like I'm always planning for the future to an extent, but I don't want to think about Jackson going to college, man. He's trying to figure out how to walk first. Plus, like, man, if he's in college, then I'm 50 something at that point. So I want to take every season and try to enjoy it as much as possible. Just got our kid through college. Nice, congrats. What did your kiddo go for? All right, so we left that loose. Now we need what? Guide both the Z motor cables under the frame of the buddy box. Connect the cables to the 3rd and 4th slot on top of the buddy board. Okay. So it just wants both wires to route, yeah, basically down the center, it looks like. So you go like that because you're already sort of right there, and you go down the center, I think. Oh, nice. Cool. That's awesome. What does he or she have a specific industry that she'd like to go towards with engineering? Congrats. That's really freaking cool. Okay, so ZL. Okay, so these guys. Nope. Why does this photo look different? Okay, it says on here ZL. So looking at the printer like this, ZL is the shorty, and that's gonna be here. So we will plug you in like that. Boom, nice little snap. And then ZR is right on the side. And you are also going to plug in like that. Nice, we did it. He doesn't hurt to start thinking about Jackson going to college now. Start saving a little bit each month and results in not. Yeah, no, you're not wrong. I mean, shoot, even $20 a month over the course of 18 years it would be quite substantial. I feel like I'm gonna try to do the same thing my parents did, where I'm like, if you aren't getting a scholarship, then go through the community college. I'm also, again, I don't know what he's into. I have no idea. Right now, he likes when I make the sound of a bumblebee. He likes Mickey Mouse and Miss Rachel on YouTube. That's all I got. So we'll see what his what he's into. It looks like the cables are supposed to route off to the side here. But I mean, they're not gonna stay. Why is this cable's kind of tight too? Why? I feel like I should have a little more slack here. Okay, yeah, I do have a little more slack. Hey, LSE. Still figuring out a specialty, but it's probably going to be a combination of mechanics and software. Fun. That's super cool. Don't worry about now. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, LS. But it's definitely not a bad idea to start, like, if putting some savings together. Okay, so for this we need the smallest of our smooth rods. So the smallest of smooth rods are, ooh, these are chunky. That's right, the Z-axis are the beefiest of axis. Okay, so we need trapezoid nuts, 2 of them. Probably M310s if I'm not mistaken. Yep, M310s, 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Oh, boom. And then we need our handy dandy X tool, which is, where did I put you? I think I put you, nope. Yep, I found it. It's never too early to figure out the how part, the what part. Can wait until he's ready. Yeah, that's a good point. That's definitely a good point. Gently insert the 2 smooth rods into the Z bottom. Do not apply too much force and do not tilt the rods. Okay. So we're gonna shove the, well, I guess shove might not be the right word considering it said don't force them and don't tilt them, but we're going to gently place these into, okay, that is, is not, okay, what's going on here? Gently insert the smooth rods. Dude, I am, what? Yeah, 10 mil by 325. Where's my 5-pound hammer? My daughter decided that she wanted to be a teacher. Cool, which is about 6 years old. She's been teaching for 17 years now. How awesome. That's crazy. I like to know at such a young age what you're gonna want to do. That's really cool. I don't. Oh, there we go. All right. Hopefully I didn't damage anything doing that. I don't know if gently. I don't know if gently is the word I would use for that. You kind of like press and shimmy. It's the press and shimmy is what I'm calling that. Yeah, you press it in, you put some downward force, and you shimmy it. Well, that worked, but... And then it also... Okay, so it looks like we need to... Yeah, bottomed out on that side, and... this side might need a little more shim. Yeah, that's in. That's good. All right. Carefully slide the X-axis assembly onto the Z-axis. Wait, what? Oh, cool. Okay. Let's see here. Carefully slide the X-axis assembly onto the Z-axis smooth rods. Neat. Secure the position of the X-axis to the frame. Cool. I can do that. So it looks like... Wait, was I not supposed to put the... Nope, I guess not. Okay, so this is going... It's going like this. I hear thunder again. So that looks perfectly aligned. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't see any balls popping out. That's good. Okay. We've done it. Now we need that printed part, this guy. It looks like this slides like this, and then like this. Oh, nope. Like that? Yeah, there we go. Cool. Right in the center, roughly. Neat. Hey, what's up, Brick Bros? How's the build go? Build's that words? Build's going pretty good. We haven't, knock on wood, gotten really into any complications. X-axis was fairly smooth sailing, and we're working on Z. I think that's my goal. Is we've been streaming I think for about 2 hours again now. So my goal is to wrap up the Z, and then I feel like that'll be a good stopping point where we can pick up next week, and we'll be in good shape there. So that's kind of where I'm going for. I gotta do a bunch of editing tonight. So I just, after I'm done with this, need probably an hour to sit and watch videos of fish, and that's been my guilty pleasure. I'm getting really close to ordering the tank, really close. I think I'm gonna wait until I get back from Rocky Mountain, just so that way I don't have to, or Aaron doesn't have to start taking care of the fish while I'm gone. But I've been watching a bunch of aquascapes, community species tanks, plant like learning about different plants. Like I've been nerding out on some fish, man. It's been great. Okay, carefully slide the x-axis onto the z-axis smooth rods. We did that. Centering the threaded rods of the Z motors is important. However, it doesn't have to be perfect. Start with the right motor. Start with the right Z motor. Hold on. Let's read this together. Start with the right Z motor. Cool. By carefully and gradually tightening the individual screws holding the Z motor, align the threaded. Oh, okay. I get it. I get it. Watch the threaded rod move while tightening. Tightening the right front screw tilts the top of the rod to the rear left, vice versa. Gotcha. So we just want this to try to be as naturally in the center and not favoring any side. That makes sense. Yep. Okay, cool. Nope, that makes a lot of sense. It looks okay. It looks all right at best. Get your fish tank off the market, list for pennies. Dude, the tank I'm getting, it's a specific tank. It's the Fluval Flex 32.5. I know you can get tanks for cheap off of like Craigslist or Amazon. No, not Amazon, Craigslist or Facebook. The 55 gallon that I ran like 10 years ago was a Craigslist freebie. I got it home. It looked great. I filled it up, put some like fish in it, and it sprung a leak. So I had to take the fish out, clean it with vinegar, take razor blades to the silicone, recock it. It was so much work. It was the most expensive free tank in terms of time. The main reason I'm going with this specific tank is it's an all-in-one. So it has the sort of like sump setup built into the back of it. And my buddy has the smaller version of it. It's a 15 gallon. And he's told me that it is the quietest fish tank he's ever heard of. And it's going in here. And because I record videos and audio in here, it has to be like dead silent. So otherwise, if that wasn't the case, then I think I would very much so be more keen on getting one that's getting one secondhand, because I totally agree. You can find some fantastic deals on Craigslist and Facebook Marketplace. People getting rid of their tanks. So it seems like the answer is kind of to just go tighten each one little by little. Okay, so I see that it's pushing into this side. So let's see if I tighten this, will it bounce it? Yeah, there we go. Neat. Okay, so I think this needs a little bit more. It's gonna be a weird night with that thunder. Okay. So this is pretty good. This one's like, I'd say it's tightened on all sides and it's relatively center. It says it doesn't have to be perfect. The key thing is I think you really just don't want an aggressive angle. And like, I mean, I'm not measuring it, but I see light around the lead screw on all sides. It might be favoring this side ever so slightly, but I think this looks good. I think this looks pretty good. So, how are the dogs coping with it? They're doing fantastic. So Monkey is always a little bit of a wild card, and he hates, like, anytime I have a printer that beeps, he runs into a corner and starts shaking. He hates the sound of like a machine beeping. I don't understand why. Like, my theory is in his past life he was abducted by a family of robots and they didn't treat him well or something like that. But they do really well with fireworks and with thunder. So I was concerned earlier when I heard the big one that took out the power. I was semi expecting to walk out into my hallway and find Monkey like had peed himself, because when the fire alarm has gone off in our apartment, it was really sensitive. At least once or twice, he just peed everywhere, man. And I get it. I'm like, dude, I want to pee too. It's scary. It was a very, very loud, unnecessarily loud alarm. So, but no, they're doing really good. Delilah's sleeping. I'll show you actually. Hold on. Oops, what's going on here? Come on. Hey, Delilah. Hey, Delilah. Pretty girl. Hey, Delilah. Hey, you don't mind the thunder, right? No, you don't mind. It's not so bad. Then we got Monkey. Monkey's a hi, pretty girl. She here's Monkey Boy. Yeah, there he is. Oh, Monkey's. Here he comes. Here he comes. There he is. Here comes trouble. Here comes trouble. Wait on. There he is. What's up, big guy? He was sleeping. He said, "What thunder? I don't hear any thunder." Yeah, they've been really good. I think it's because mom's not home and they're like, dude, dad's boring compared to mom. She plays with them a lot more and like gives them high-pitched voices and stuff. And I'm just kind of like, what's up, dogs? Do you have food? Do you have water? You got to poop? Like, I make sure that they're alive and fed, right? Like, that's, I'm not nearly as fun. Nearly as fun as she is. Thank you. Yeah, they're cool. They're pretty cool. Oh, now they're oh. Wait for it. Wait. You don't want to play, Delilah? You don't want to play with Monkey? Monkey looks like he's got some energy. Huh? You don't want to play with him? No? She's, I'm just going to go to sleep. Alright, well, it looked like they were going to get rowdy. Thunder, here it comes. Okay, this guy in the back corner is really awkward to get to. There we go. I feel like as long as you tighten these screws evenly, or you know, do your best, the lead screw should be pretty centered. It's if you like kind of favor one side a lot that you run into issues. And it's also really tough. Yeah, that looks good to me. I'm gonna, let's see, tighten this a hair more. Tighten back corner a hair more. Hey, additive Adam, 2 streams in 1 day. Yeah, definitely a weird day. This is not how I pictured today going, but I'm not upset. It's been a fun, sort of a fun change of events. Okay, this is, what's going on here, guys? So maybe I don't need to clamp these down. Like maybe that's, I feel like you'd want these to not move though. I think we're gonna roll with it like that. It's definitely favoring, this one's favoring like in back left, but it's not rubbing. So hopefully it's not going to be an issue. There's still some flex in this. I don't want to do too many ugga-duggas. Yeah, we're good. We're good. I'm overthinking this like I always do. How old are they each? I feel like you've mentioned it before. That's a great question. So Delilah, I got before I was 21, and I'm 31 going on 32. So if I had to guess, she is 11-ish. I'd say 11 and some change. I got her on Mother's Day. Remember that, and I think she was roughly 2 months old. She was a rescue, so I don't know exactly her age, but I think the vet had estimated roughly 2 months old. And Monkey, Aaron got Monkey right when we started dating, and that's been 8.5 years roughly. So I'm gonna say he's 8 something, 8 and some change. So 8. Let's just go with like 8.5 and 11.5 sounds about right. Yeah, she is old. She's our old lady. We call her Nanny Doba. She's the nanny of the house. She's quite grumpy. She's got a peppered chin. I love her peppered chin. She's a cool. I love Delilah. I mean, I love both of our dogs, but like she's been with me through adulthood, right? And yeah, I love. She's my buddy. She's always within an arm's reach. If I'm up here and the door's closed and I'm working on videos, her butt is touching the door as close as she can get to me without being in here. So yeah, she's my buddy. Okay, screw the trapezoidal nut onto the right threaded rod. Note the correct orientation of the nut. Okay, so that means that part down. There may be a small gap between the trapezoidal nut and the printed part. Tightening the 2 screws will cling the nut completely apart. In the same way, install the second nut on the X one. Okay, cool. So we are putting our nuts on. So this one is going, let's see, boom. There we go. Yeah, we've been through some stuff together, me and Delilah. Oh, no. How did I drop that? How did it, monkey, where did it, there it is. That's not even a small one. I don't understand. There we go. Okay, that's not. Okay, that feels pretty aligned. And then 2 screws. Boom. Okay, one is on. Feels plenty tight. Let's get the other guy. Bada boom. There we go. These palm nuts slide so nicely. Let me see. I almost just want to like. I don't think it's that soft, but okay. This one's not sliding as good as the other. You gotta take my word for it. The other one was like, I don't know. It was like, wow, this one's. Why are we? Is this because of me? Oh, no, I think it's just. What's going on here? Something feels weird. I don't know. That's okay. I think everything's fine. There we go. I assume we're gonna tram this, so it shouldn't have to be exact right now. Okay, one going there, one going here. Okay. I feel like we're making some really good progress. It's looking like a thing. Like, all right, install the Z-top parts. Okay, the Z-top parts are these guys, and we need M310 is by far the screw of the Prusa build, which I'm not upset with. I like not having a huge variation of hardware. Makes it a little bit easier to not mess things up. So let's see, this one goes like this one goes like this. So blue is on the left. Place the Z-top on the left rod, align in the frame, then align the holes. Don't use excessive force when tightening. Repeat this step. Cool. So nothing too crazy here. This guy is going like this. Oh gosh, am I gonna have to press and shimmy? There we go. Did I speed up something? What's going on? Oh, hello. Okay, that seems like, yeah, that's good. That is in. Hey, have a great night, RS. Thank you for hanging out. Next Wednesday, well, it depends on Pooch. So hopefully Pooch is available next Wednesday and we can continue this. And if he's not available, we'll play it by ear. Maybe it'll be the Switch or the Underwire stream. I'm supposed to touch base with him over the weekend, and so we'll see how schedules are looking. I think I'm missing. Yeah, here we go. I don't want to over tighten this, but like I want it tight, but the instructions say don't over tighten it, and that's my cue to crack it. All right, I think that's good. I don't know how far it's really supposed to go in. Let's see. Yeah, it seems fine. Let's get the other one in. Ah, crap. Is it not? This one doesn't look like it's fully aligned. Let me get a better look at this. It doesn't look bad. Let's see. Angle's pretty awkward. Let's see. Yeah, that's working. Are the linear rods for Z12? I think they're 10 mil. I think it's, we can measure. We can verify, but I believe, yeah, that seems like that's probably in. No, that is not in. Oh, dude. What is going on with my... Hold on. Let me try to get this in. Okay, did I? Now it's going in smoother. Okay, that feels right. Yep, we are snug. Cool. So I must have, once again, cross-threaded it a little bit, but... Okay, so... Z is... Yeah, 10 millimeters. Z is 10, and I think everything else is 8. Yeah, so 10 for Z, 8 for X, and it looks like 8 for Y as well. How late are you planning on going tonight? Not a whole lot longer. This was actually when I planned on cutting it off, so I want to finish Z. Ooh. We might not finish Z. There's a lot to Z. Probably pretty soon. Yeah, we might not fully finish Z. For some reason, I thought we were closer than we were, which is pretty common. Brick Bros, thank you for becoming a member. I'm gonna give you some sound effects. Let's do Hadouken. Yeah, probably not much longer. Dogs need to go out, I think. I should take a little short break before I get into video editing mode for the night. I'm gonna try to put in like a couple hours of video editing, so yeah, I'll probably, dude, I don't understand. So maybe there's some slight variation depending on the batch of printed parts you get, but the word gently was used for the Z-Rod part, and it's like, this is not gentle. There we go. Oh, there we go. Lead screw. Okay, so it just hovers right above the lead screw then. Okay. Yeah, probably not a whole lot longer. I would like to. If I didn't have to do anything else, I would say screw it. Let's just pull a late nighter. Maybe what's today? Today's Wednesday. Maybe I'll do a stream tomorrow. I don't know. Since Aaron and Jackson are not here, it's kind of like the schedule's weird. It's kind of non-existent. So depending on how much video editing I get done tonight, maybe tomorrow we do another stream. Because I've got a lot of stuff coming up pretty quickly here. We've got the, I keep backing this out one time. We've got the Milo build coming up. I need to get parts printing for that. I ordered, mostly ordered. I was able to get the CNC parts kit, but the positron journey maker, I'm pretty much getting close to rock and rolling on that. I'm waiting for the bed I just ordered from Voxelite, which is the company, like the creator's company that has some of the CNC parts. But other than that, I'm getting really close. So there's just a lot of stuff sort of coming up that I need to kick some butt. First or second time, hey, another stream. We'll see. I don't want to guarantee it, but I just can't see why not. Like if Pooch doesn't really care about how far I go, then I'll probably message him and be like, hey dude, like, you know, if I want to stream tomorrow, are you cool with it? Because it was supposed to be a collab series, but like, we'd only actually talked about today's stream. We hadn't planned out anything after that. So we'll see. I'll touch base with Pooch. Thanks for stopping by, Aryus. I know I've seen you a bunch in Steve's stream. Usually either Sunday or Tuesdays. I've seen you in chat quite a bit. Normally we wouldn't be streaming at this time. It just the week's been a weird week. Today's been a weird day. We lost power during our normal midday stream, so figured we'd go. Yeah, we stopped. I don't know if you were here. I don't know if you were here for earlier stream when the power went out. I don't remember, but this hasn't been a continuous thing, but we have streamed for a while. I think 3, 4, 5, maybe 5, probably at 5 hours and some change, roughly. So Pooch is actually, Pooch is in California. We were, I don't know if you saw earlier stream as well, but we're building like separately together. So he's not coming here. Although that would be the shenanigans we would get into. Soon you're gonna be asking to adjust the Z motor screws to adjust the lead screw close to the center of the hole in the top cap. Adjust the Z motor screws. I did that. Yep. I was here earlier, then went to the gym and okay, nice. Wait, you mean you were here for the second stream? Maybe I forgot. I like this time better. I can actually be here. Yeah, so it's tough with I'm gonna pop a squat for a second here. Stream times and planning that all out is tough. So when we initially started streaming over 2 years ago on this Wednesday slot, I was unemployed at the time, and it was, you know, during peak of Rona, and it seemed like a really good time. It got me out of bed, it got me streaming, got me doing some stuff. And then so much of the audience during that noon period, noon one, is not in the US. Like, there's a lot of people in the US that do tune in, but there's a lot in Europe and just other parts of the world. And so I initially, or not initially, at some point I was debating on switching it up, but like, it didn't feel fair for there's so many people that have been here since the beginning of it that have gotten used to sort of that. I know I've shifted it around a bit. Sometimes I don't have a choice depending on Aaron's work schedule and me having to watch our baby, but that's the main reason why I've stuck with the time slot. Is I don't feel, if I can maintain it, I don't feel right changing it, because there's so many people that have really become part of this sort of hangout community, and like it sucks to be like, sorry, like I don't feel like it's fair to ask them to stay up till midnight, even though some do and I'm thankful, but I don't feel like it's fair to ask them to stay up till midnight on their Wednesday, you know. So it's just, that's the tricky aspect of it. I can't, there's no such thing as the perfect time slot. It's tricky one way or another. I was here for the power outage. Okay, nice. I'm a huge lurker, man. I'm always lurking. I remember you showing the baby off on Steve's stream. Was that when we were doing the VZBot build? Yeah, right? That was when we were doing the VZBot build, I think. So let's see where we're at. Let's look at this together really quickly here as I have a sip of water. Throat is starting to hurt. Rotate both threaded rods in parallel to move the x-axis assembly a few centimeters higher to release the X holder. Oh, cool. So we get to remove, let's do that really quick. We can do that. So we will, nope, that's not counterclockwise. There we go. Boom! We are free floating. This guy is still loose. This is, at some point here, this will get clamped. Okay. I like the name of this board, the Love Board. So we've got cables, we've got Love Board, we've got screw. So we're attaching cable through, mounting extruder, board goes on, cables go up. This is our cover for, I don't know that I have. Oh, is there? Dude, did I double? I wonder if I doubled down on one of these. I thought that I checked that they weren't doubled. Unless there's another bag that contains them. Oh, there is. There's one. There's one in here. Okay, cool. I was like, I swore that I was careful. I think we'll call it here. And next week or tomorrow, whenever. Yeah, maybe tomorrow we'll just do kind of a short stream, and that will allow us to get through the rest of this. So we'll go through the rest of this toolhead. What's next? So next is, ooh, the Nextruder. Yeah. Okay. And then what's after Nextruder? Because that's a big section. LCD assembly, X carriage, and hot end assembly. Yeah. So let's try to get through all of Z maybe tomorrow. I don't know what time. It won't be midday. I work tomorrow, so it won't be till probably more like this time. Yeah. And then I'll talk to Pooch maybe and see if next Wednesday is going to work, and I'll pick up on the Nextruder, because I'm really excited for that section. I'm just curious to see sort of I saw a bit of Steve assembling it, but I'm still really excited to sort of see the inner workings of this new toolhead. So let's see. Like, watch it. I'm usually at work during the stream. Sorry, Bit Bros. I tried doing a second stream, but it's too much. Like I work remote, but I do work for Lightburn full time on their tutorial videos primarily. Primarily, that's what I do. And so like a combination of that with a Saturday video that's shot, edited, scripted, and then the one stream, I tried adding a second, and I think I kept it up for 1 week, maybe 2. It was overwhelming. I wasn't feeling good about it, so I called it off. And with Jackson, it's harder now. I don't have the same amount of energy. I don't have the same amount of like hours to work on the video. So if at some point something changes in the future, I'd love to be able to do 2, so that way I can do more of that early EU gets in on it, and then a secondary night one. I mean, hell, maybe if I started doing 2 streams on Wednesdays, so I do like a 3-hour in the morning, a 3-hour at night, but then how would I don't know. I'll chew on it. And that's why you use Zombie Dipper up until, and that's where, yeah. I used to be able to be like that. I mean, when I was playing video games, like I would be up playing until 2 in the morning, easy. Like, Aaron says goodnight at 9 o'clock, and like, I look at the time and it's 9, I'm like, the night is young. I've got hours. Like, it hits midnight, I'm like, I've got hours. And I really enjoyed that for a while, and I can't do it no more. Not like I used to be able to do. Does the Mark IV have a dual Z stepper so it can use normal Z tilt? Yeah, it does. It does. There's no way they wouldn't have that. There's definitely, yeah, there's no way. If I remember, the MK3S Plus also does that, but I'm seeing, wait, am I wrong? Am I wrong? Does someone with a Mark IV, does anyone here have a Mark IV? I see, I only see 3 stepper motors. I see X, Y, and Z. I don't see one for second Z, so maybe it does a physical tram. Maybe it just, man, maybe it just goes up to the top, physically corrects itself, and then compensates for the rest with mesh, which is wild to me. Why wouldn't they have it tram? That doesn't make sense to me. Based off what I'm seeing here, I'm gonna eat my words and say I don't think it does. I don't see the 4th driver, so I won't fully know until. I don't think it does. I think it bangs up against the top like the Mark III and then uses nozzle probe. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Sorry, I'm looking the wrong way. The screen's over here, camera's over here. That's what it looks like based off of what I'm seeing inside electronics. Granted, I never had an issue. I never had, so the Soval SV06, right? That's based on the Mark III's Plus or some sort of hybrid of that. It does the tramming to the top thing, and it does not work. It doesn't go quick enough. The geometry of the parts don't allow it to get flush, so it sort of just bottoms out and doesn't work. With the Mark III's Plus, it did work, so I don't doubt this is going to work fine as well, but it wouldn't have to go to the top. It would be able to just doot, 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 zing. So interesting, that is interesting design choice in my mind. Since they're making electronics, I doubt it's a footprint thing. I would love to hear the reasoning. I would love to know. I'd love to know the reasoning why they decided not to throw another stepper driver in here for Z. I'm curious. The engineers that were behind the design and footprint, I would love to know. The nozzle probe compensates beautifully. I've had zero. Yeah, I know that the first layer is supposed to be gorgeous. I still think it's weird. Maybe they just decided we don't need it. But they could have just done it, just to check a box, just to shut me up, and for this conversation to not exist. I could just be like, yeah, it's got 4, move on with it. Instead, it's like, why? I don't know. There's a machine that makes no sense, especially since it has the tool board. Yeah, it's odd. I agree. I don't disagree that it's odd. I think that it's going to perform very well regardless because of what I've seen. That doesn't discredit the fact that I think it's a strange choice. I do agree with that. Okay, we are going to end it here. Today has been a long day, a fun day. I feel way better about where we're at with the printer build. After the power went out, and I'm like, dude, we didn't even finish the frame section. What like man, you're what's going on? So we've got the frame done, we've got the x-axis done, and I would say we're halfway through Z, or through the z-axis. So I'm planning on probably finishing z-axis tomorrow. I'm just saying it right now. So if there might be, again, short stream, maybe an hour and a half of building, if that. And yeah, that's likely going to happen tomorrow evening or tomorrow night. So I am going to bow out. I'm going to warm up a little bit of leftover orange chicken, chow mein, and rice that I got from my Panda Express earlier. And I'm going to watch fish videos, and then I'm going to edit for some hours. So thank you everybody for hanging out. Everyone that was here earlier today that got my abrupt power going out, and everybody that returned, and everybody that was able to tune in for the first time. It's been fun. I enjoyed, this is probably one of the most enjoyable evening streams that I've done. It's been chill. It's been good vibes. So, alrighty everyone, have a wonderful rest of your evening. Enjoy your Wednesdays or Thursdays, depending on where in the world you are. And like I said, I probably will be streaming at some point tomorrow. I just don't think I'll be able to give much of a heads up. So if you're around tomorrow, and if you're in the Discord, just grab the notification for the live notifications in the Reaction Rolls channel. So that way I can, I will at least do that. I will at least ping there when I'm gonna go live. Hey, T-minus 5 minutes, I'm gonna go live. I don't know the exact time now because it depends on how tomorrow goes. Anyways, I'm ranting. Bye everybody. Thank you for being awesome. Have a great night. Take care.